using different techniques, using rasp files, etc., and my Dremel. This is the 400X PR with a sort of grinding wheel on it. Went in, routed out this a little bit better so it would take the lighting unit I'm going to use on it. It's a crystalline. I also ground in a couple little extra channels on either side so that when I drill a hole through for the necklace that goes through there, I don't have to drill as far. And I also flattened off the bottom so it stands on a flat surface a little better. I also took the Dremel and ran it around the back side so that it's not as sharp on the edges. And then I also used it to do a little bit more shaping. I want it to look a little bit like a naturally occurring sort of crystal form, but I don't want it to look too... Originally, because it's made from this polymer clay, it looks kind of fleshy, and that's not so good. So what I've been doing is also taking some sandpaper after I use the Dremel and folding it in. And using, this is a fairly decent shaping grade. This is a piece that was meant for, I believe, to be put into a sander, like a vibrational sander. But I've been using it, sort of doubling it up to make what feels like a card piece of, cardboard almost, so that I can go in. Right now I'm shaving down her nose a little bit so it'll fit underneath the clear resin that I'm going to pour into there. I want this to be dimensional underneath the resin, but I also want it to be more of an abstract of a person, not looking like anyone knows, because this is supposed to be almost like alien in its nature. I mean, she has her eyes closed, and she looks at peace. I don't know if you can see that too well, but I want it to be almost like it's from a alien sort of race, even though it's fairly human. Also can go in here and I can grind down the channels between her and the actual walls. And any number of things you can do with this. Like if I double fold it, I'll get this point, and I can actually go in here on the hot dog and make the groove on the bezel a little bit more uniform. So just going in here and it gives it a little bit of a rounder feel, almost like it was, cut in with a very specific kind of cutter. And the way they used to do this stuff anyways, with wax or with plaster. So now you'll notice it's kind of chalky looking because we sanded it. What I'm going to do after this is use more of the finishing spray. This is the glossy, sort of like lacquer. I'm going to put that on all of these. I'm going to try and keep him a little bit more lumpy looking because he's supposed to be a ghoulish character. Kind of like things I've done before with, sort of ghoul coachmen or strange, Dickensian, Victorian-looking people. Almost like Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But I'm going to finish these off, and I'm going to use this lacquer, and then show you again, and show you how shiny this stuff can get, as well as how basically I want to make it, how clean I want to make it, so that when I actually pour the RTV silicone, basically it vulcanizes itself, so it becomes harder and from a liquid form, but still quite rubbery. But so that the parts I want to be textured are textured, and the parts I want to be really smooth have to be made so, because that's going to pick up every little detail. I think it's time for the dance break.